Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I am Peter the Booklover here, and I like to review movies and I like to review books. And usually, I've been reviewing my movies and books by just giving thumbs up and thumbs down. In this video, I'm going to add a 10-point star system. So, if I like a movie a lot, it's going to have 10 stars, and if I don't like it, I'm going to give it 1 star. And let's talk about this. Hello everybody, I'm Peter the Book Lover. I like to read a lot of books, I like to talk about books, I like to collect books, and I also like to talk about movies. So I have a YouTube channel talking about books and movies. And in this video, I'm going to add the rating system to some of these movies that I've already reviewed. I gave it a thumbs up or thumbs down. In this video, I'm going to give it an actual rating for each movie that I have here. And I have 19 movies that I'm going to talk about. But before I get into those movies, I want to thank everybody for being here. I want the audience to know that you giving me your time means a lot to me. So I really want to say thank you. Thank you very much. So let's just start this out. Now, the first episode of Movie Talk, I did 10 movies. I released this video July 15th, 2024. And we've got 10 movies here. So let me give you the ratings of each of these movies. And if you want to see my review of these movies, you can look at my back catalog and find this. Also, something else I've added to my videos that I'm going to be doing in the future is I learned how to put timestamps in these. So if you go to this Movie Talk 1 and you just want to see my review of a specific movie, it's in the timestamps, which is pretty cool. It took me a little bit to figure that out. So let's just start this with the first movie that I talked about in the first video. Movie Talk 1. The first movie that I talked about in episode 1 was The Pianist. And this is a movie to where it's set in World War II, and it's pretty much a story about the Jewish people and the troubles they had in World War II. And this was a pretty good movie. I enjoyed it a lot. I gave it an 8 out of 10. The next movie is kind of like a fantasy movie, and this is Lady Hawk. And this was a pretty good movie. I enjoyed this as well. It had some flaws to it, so instead of giving it a higher rating, I gave it a 7 out of 10. But that still means it's a good movie. If it's a 7, that's still a movie worth watching. Now, the next movie that I did was the classic The Wolfman. And everybody knows The Wolfman. Not the new version of The Wolfman. This is from 1941. And this was a great movie. My favorite part of it was the atmosphere. But it's not a really scary movie. So it's giving it an 8 out of 10. So this one got an 8. And I enjoyed it. But that, like I say, it wasn't that scary. The next movie that I did was Frankenstein. And I enjoyed this a little bit more. That's why I gave it a 9 out of 10. I thought this was a great movie. I was just surprised on how much I like it. I don't like it as much as the book. The book is fantastic. But I really enjoyed this movie quite a bit. The next thing that I rated was Storm of the Century. And this was a movie that I liked, but not a lot. And I thought it could be improved. And I gave that a 6 out of 10. And then the next one, the number 6, is The Invisible Man. Now, I enjoyed this just as much as Frankenstein. That's why I gave it a 9 out of 10. And this was a very entertaining movie. And this is also a very entertaining book. Now, the next one, number 7, was Frankenstein versus the Wolfman. And this movie I didn't like nearly as much as the rest of the movies. And that is a 5 out of 10, which is not really good. I really didn't really enjoy that much. And the next one is Alien. And I really enjoyed that a lot. I didn't enjoy the viewing of that because the sound wasn't that good. But I still know this is an awesome movie. It's one of my favorites, and I gave this a 10 out of 10. This is an excellent movie, and I highly recommend that one. The next one was an Arnold Schwarzenegger movie called Raw Deal. And it's okay, but really not that great. I actually gave it a 5 out of 10. So, you know, it could use some work. And then the next one is The Mummy. This is a very early horror movie of the Mummy. I really didn't like this a lot. This has the lowest rating of this video, and this is a 4 out of 10. And okay, so we're going to talk about Movie Talk 2. This is where I go down to 3 movies per episode. And let's just talk about the first one. The first one is Psycho 2, the sequel to Psycho, and I really love Psycho. That's a great movie, and Psycho 2 is another great movie. I really had a blast watching it. I really enjoyed it a lot. That's why I gave it a 10 out of 10. Now the next movie is a classic. This one is by Ice Cube, with Ice Cube in it. I believe Ice Cube wrote this story, and it's a fantastic movie. Friday. It's an amazing movie, and I really love this, and this is why I gave that a 10. It's excellent. I love that movie. I love it every time that I see it. I loved it the first time, and I still love it every time that I watch it. Okay, the next movie that I want to talk about is the movie Train to Busan. Now, this is a modern movie, and a lot of people really love this movie, but I didn't have a high opinion of this movie because it's got some flaws. I enjoyed a lot of this movie, and I kind of enjoyed the concept of it, but there's parts of the concept that I didn't enjoy. So I gave this a 6 out of 10. Now, I'm going to stop here and say that if you want to, please go back to my back catalog and you want me to give into more detail about all these movies, you could check out the my previous videos. I also added just recently, today, I actually learned how to do it, was put timestamps on it. So if you go to this, you could go straight to Friday. It's in the timestamps in the description, which is pretty cool. Okay, so the next one is episode 3. This video I released on August 6th, 2024. And I've got 3 movies here. Okay, the first movie that I reviewed in episode 3 is a Clint Eastwood movie. This is a movie to where he plays a police officer, kind of like Dirty Harry, but not exactly Dirty Harry. And he's a bounty hunter in this movie. This is Coogan's Bluff. Now, this is a pretty cool movie. I enjoy this quite a bit, but I didn't enjoy this a lot. But this still was a fun movie. And this movie I gave a 7 out of 10. But yeah, this was a pretty cool movie. I liked it. Nowhere near as much as Dirty Harry. That's why I gave it a 7 out of 10. Okay, the next movie that I watched was Tropic Thunder. This one's directed by Ben Stiller. And this is a movie that I thought that I was going to enjoy. But it turns out that I did not enjoy it at all. This has a very low rating of a 2 out of 10. And the only reason why it's got a 2 instead of a 1 is because there's nothing disgusting. There's nothing offensive. Like, I'm sure if I ever watched the movie Human Centipede, that is a movie I probably would rate even lower because that movie is probably very disgusting. I probably wouldn't like that. Now, the next movie is a werewolf movie. This was okay, but like I said, it could have been better. The werewolves moved really slow. This is a movie called Dog Soldiers. I liked some parts of this. Some of this movie is great, but some of this movie is not. That's why I gave it a 6 out of 10. So it's okay. I don't like giving movies low ratings like this, but like I say, I love other werewolf movies a lot more than this one. So then we've got Movie Talk 4. And this one I released on August 10th, 2024. And the first movie that I watched in this was Invasion of the Body Snatchers from 1956. I really love this movie. This movie is great. And I give this a 10 out of 10. Excellent book. Excellent movie. This version really comes close to the book. And I really enjoyed it. And then I watched Invasion of the Body Snatchers from 1978. And that is another very good movie. I enjoyed that a lot, but there's some flaws in it, but not a lot of flaws. But I gave that a 9 out of 10, you know, because it's got this thing to where when the aliens are surrounding the cast of this movie, the cast has a way of escaping when they shouldn't have been able to escape. But other than that, I really loved a lot of things. This had some great improvements on the movie, but I really think the original is a little bit better. And then the last movie that I'm going to talk about in this video is the Batman movie, the Tim Burton Batman movie, and I really enjoyed that a lot. That's got a lot of good things about this movie, but at the same time, the story is not great, so I had to give this an 8 instead of a 10. If it's had a better story, I would give it a 10 because it looks amazing. It's got amazing music. It's got some great action scenes, but the story is not my favorite story, so there it is. There's 19 movies. Now you've got the rating. I've got more than I'm going to do. I'm going to release this video separate from my videos. I usually do 2 videos a week. I'm going to actually release this, I think, on a Saturday, maybe on a Sunday. I don't know which day I'm going to release this, but I'm going to release this out of my schedule, and then I'm going to release the rest of these later on, because I've got videos in the future that I'm, think I got to get caught up on. I'm actually on episode 28 right now of Movie Talk, and this is just episode 4. And eventually I get to 1 movie per week. 2025 is when I started doing it, 1 movie per week. So that's about it. Now, if you like the video, please do me a favor, hit the like button. It really means a lot to me if you hit the like button, if you liked what you've seen. If you didn't like what you see, don't hit the like button. I want to still thank you for being here. Now, if you have any questions or you want to know anything or you want to communicate with me, I love to hear from my audience. It means a lot to me. One of my favorite parts of doing this is talking to the audience. Let me know what you think in the comments. And if you subscribe to my channel, I think you're fantastic for doing that. You're wonderful for doing that, and I want to thank you for doing that. And if you haven't subscribed, please do me a favor, subscribe to my channel. I make new videos all the time. I've already got videos scheduled for April. So I'm going to be doing this for quite some time. So please subscribe to my channel and spend some time with me. Okay, so that's it. I'm Peter the Book Lover. I want to thank everybody for coming by, and I hope to see you in the next video.